Hey guys, I haven't talked in quite a while. I haven't done a recording in a while. I'm 29 years old. It is now September 2019. February of next year, I'll be 30 years old. And I've often said, what will it be like to be 30? I've wasted some years of my life. I really didn't do anything until I was like 21. I didn't have sex till I was 21. I smoked weed till I was 21. Between my mother's death, between 2013, which is 2003, and 2010, it's really wasted time. 7 years, yep. And so I've often wondered, what will it be? You know, I started driving with Western. I fucked up and got fired. Had to start over. Started over, and I wasted 13 and 14. I lost the person I loved the most. I almost lost everything. And not trying to be political for a minute. I have to say this. That's why I warn against trying to teach your kids to just be white, or just to try to inculcate themselves within the Caucasian framework of things. Integrate themselves. I don't know why this dude sent me this. That's my aunt's husband. He never sends me anything. I don't know why. So the danger is you integrate yourself. You think you get away with stuff, but you can't. The doors are not open for you as a black man. They are to a white person. When I had money, things are always easier with money. But when I didn't have money, I really saw that. It's the way it is. So I'm more careful. I don't speed. I mean, I'm honestly, a lot of times you don't even have to if you're running late for jobs I do. People need me so badly, you know, but I don't speed. I drive below the speed limit. A lot of times. I do not speed. You know, and you'll say CMPD's not out here. They're not, but I just don't take chances. A part of me feels like I've got nothing but good ahead of me. And I believe that you've got to operate in such a manner so that God can bless you. You know what I mean? That's my opinion of that. That's where I've lived my life. That's what I've seen. You know, you got to live life a certain kind of way to be blessed, to attract proper people, to attract the good people, you know, and not negative elements. I want to talk about what, for me, has been the test of maturity. I used to listen to Ice Jones all the time. And I don't like to just talk bad about him because Alex Jones woke me up. I wanted to join the military at one time. Oh yeah, big time. My mom died. I had a death wish. I was a fascist. They didn't have Proud Boys back then. You had white supremacist stuff. If you look back, you did, but it wasn't like now to where they're trying. See, Alex Jones, he was ahead of the game because he was trying to broaden white supremacy. He was trying to broaden it, and you know, it wasn't about race so much as it was government and things like that. And I realize now the things he's talking about is about maintaining white supremacy. I realize when he talks about there shouldn't be NATO, there shouldn't be the UN, there shouldn't be WHO, you shouldn't have these international boards and committees. What he's talking about, well, Africa will never rise up. There shouldn't be any regional government. There shouldn't be any regional agreements. It should be treaties. That's how Hitler got up there. That's how a lot of these things have happened. The story of World War II is a story of what happens when international partners do nothing. That's what happened. When he went to Czechoslovakia, they did nothing. When he went to Poland, they did nothing. When he went to Austria, they did nothing. Okay? And people were telling the international community, hey, he's killing, and people didn't believe it. When I listened to, I don't even want to say her name, Candace Owens. God, I don't like saying her name, man. I don't. It's like Ben Carson. My brain blocks him out because it's almost like a person that's just done you so dirty. It's like you almost want to forget about them because they're just so wicked and they're so evil. So I charge you real quick while I'm talking to you. I'm sorry. Should have done that first. But yeah, man, go off subject for a second. Candace Owens did a thing today talking with T.I. And T.I. asked her a great question, which is when was any time in America good for black people? And she couldn't give him one. And I often tell you guys with propaganda that's not designed for critical thinkers. T.I. is a critical thinker. I don't know him personally outside of hip hop, but I've seen him, I've seen DL, I've seen other blacks becoming more developed. Their political ideology becoming more concentrated and not just be about, well, we want to vote for a black guy that does, we want a black guy. No, it's about, it's a certain conceptualized ideas, ideas of where we're going to go as a community, as a people, as a culture, and it makes me happy to see that. It gives me hope. See guys that were once comedians, and nothing wrong with telling jokes, nothing wrong with being a comedian, but actually use that power for good. And the white folks, I talked about LBJ, all the shit he did, how he helped, he signed those civil rights bills. That's the best example of somebody who's not a great person using that power for good. Down the road. What can I say here? When I listened to Alex Jones years ago, when I was a conservative, I never really knew how to feel. One thing about conservatism I learned is that it operates off of a spirit of outrage. Honestly. That you have to always be outraged about something being conservative, especially if you're not white. Straight up. You've got to always be outraged. And listen to Infowars and Alex Jones, it's almost like that was my outrage of the day. And, it was some intellectual stuff there too. That's the other part about it. He was a conservative, a la, what's the dude, held the rifle up, said, take it from my cold, dead hands. He was that, but he was also talking about endocrine disruptors. How many white conservative men in Texas don't even know what endocrine disruptors are? And he was talking about that back in 08, 09, 010. Okay? He was talking about endocrine. There was a documentary I watched about that called Men in Danger. Great documentary. Showing about the fish and I hate that about the gay community. Let me start that. I hate that about our community, that the gay community looks at him and laughs at that. The gay frogs. God, I hate that, because that turns people away. I'm a person that looks at the whole situation and says, well, that's fucked up. Something must be done about it. And the gay community, I guess, has just drawn their lines or stepped back behind their barricades where they're like, what, anything Infowars says, Action says, is to basically just be blown out the water. Atrazine is bad for you. Endocrine disruptors are bad for you. This is real stuff. I lump it in with the tobacco smoke. Philip Morris had to be sued and all that shit. to basically get out there, the Surgeon with General's warning that yes, it's bad for you, to stop them from advertising to children. Yeah, they were doing that for a while. You know, I hate that about the liberals, the progressive. I hate that about the progressive community, because that's what attracted me to him. Yeah, he was a conservative. He was hardcore, red-blooded. We're going to go out here and defend our country, defend our rights. But he was also concerned about the chemtrails. He talked about the plastics in the water. Talked about the fluoride. These are progressive things, man. And I don't understand how and see, you know what? That's why I'm not a Democrat. What I just told you. That's why I'm not a Democrat. That's why you're not going to see anything around here saying Democratic Party. I don't go in Democrat underground very often. I'm not a Democrat. I may disagree with certain things. I may agree with the Hispanics on certain things. But, no. I'm a socialist. And, I'm an impossibilist, as you call it. I don't think you can achieve what I want or anything close to what I want electorally. Not in my lifetime. Not in the next fucking decade or 20 years or 30, Unless something drastic happens now. So I think with Trump is he's radicalizing things so bad that he's going to make it where the Republican Party won't be able to do anything for a while, because Democrats are becoming so united. That's only going to continue when he makes comments about them the way he does. So I think it's going to be one way. We're never going to return to the America we once had. Never. You're never going to have this government where there's one of respect and one of dignity. That's dead. The whole idea, the whole notion of responsible government, polite government, men of goodwill, that's done with. Trump has destroyed that. And I want to make it very clear, as I get older, as time goes by, I try to put the light, shine the flashlight on all the other Republicans that back him up. Mitch McConnell and others. Paul Ryan, he's gone, but him, all those guys. I try to shine a light on them too. A lot of people aren't going to run for re-election because they know with Trump, this is going to make it impossible. Republicans. I love that. Then on the other hand, I feel like if he wins, game over. I mean, like, what's that book they had? The Handmaid's Tale. I never read it. The Handmaid's Tale and other stuff like that. There's a lot of books like that have been written 100 years ago, 50 years ago that it's really crazy. The World of 2100 and the Forever War, the Arctic War, all this stuff. It's amazing how we are rapidly moving towards those realities. And that was probably crazy back then, but now it's like, nothing crazy about it. I think that's interesting. Those are the negative, that you're going to see a future of mass unemployment, guns everywhere, everybody speaks the same language, everybody looks the same. I think that was a fear of the Caucasian, but even in that, you find some truths because it's their economy. In those books, they were telling you what could happen because that's how they put their message out there. It's through these books and movies. That's how they put it out there. They're basically telling you what could happen. Hopefully it doesn't. You talking about Carol Quigley, Between Two Ages. No. Carol Quigley was Tragedy and Hope. Zbigniew Brzezinski with Between Two Ages. These books. What was this? Another one called The Next 1,000 Years. This is all about letting you know what's coming. That's what it's all about. And you notice how over the last decade or so, there's always something going on. Like when I was a kid and everything, and I'm not talking about just mass shootings. When I was a kid, you didn't have this every day. I mean, they talk about, police and black people and black crime and stuff, but you didn't have this level of violence out here. You didn't have just every fucking day it's a mass shooting. Every fucking day it's a bombing. I mean, I look at that as being the fall of America, but slowly. Slowly. It may not happen in my lifetime. It may not happen in the next 100 years. But this is the beginning. The instability, yeah. Instability, that's the word. Instability. A society that's got 800 bases worldwide. But you're seeing what the Marjorie Kell shooting in Florida. They had put police up in there. And then like a week or two later, police were sleeping in the car. Somebody came up in there with a knife and was stabbing people in the same school. People were like, oh, that's white supremacy. You're not gonna fix it. This is not something you just slap a Band-Aid on. White men are self-destructing. I have to take a word another man used. You have to look at it holistically. You have to look at the whole body, the whole picture of it. This isn't just about mass shootings. This is about the opioids. This is about these white men losing their jobs, losing their privilege they once had. I remember growing up and hearing white men say comments like they wouldn't do this, and I remember just thinking, even when I had money, how like these people are really privileged, and all these guys who said that kind of stuff are now having to face what they said they wouldn't do. The movie come out called Cook, and it's based upon, I want to see it based upon that idea. There's somebody being brought low. This white supremacist that's supposed to be. You know why I talk about it's not to knock white people. It's that you had this arrogance about you that you think you're better than everybody else. And now you don't. Now you realize that wasn't to be. That wasn't real. That wasn't going to happen. And so now you're just willing to use violence against your own people. No reason to be done there. No reasoning. Not in my opinion, at least. No reason to be done. So, but anyway, my subject with Infowars, I used to always go on there and get my rage, get my anger. It's like a drug almost, getting mad about something. And I can still look at Infowars and see he still kind of has that there, like talking about the drag queen story time and talking about the illegals. That's pretty much that's how it is. Either A, he's talking about gay people. B, he's talking about illegals. Or C, is some kind of jokey insult on the Democrats. That's pretty much what it is. That's par for the course. Gay people, poor people, or look at these dumb, I think he's talking about the Democratic debates were like the Clown Show 3 or something. I mean, what's so clown about it? What's so funny about it? But this is what I expect from someone because he doesn't have respect for them. I respect my enemies. I do. So I go on Infowars. And my friend Anthony was like, why do I go on there? Because when they talk about certain things, it gives me game I didn't even know about. He'll be talking about socials. I'm like, shit, let me look this guy up. There was a professor that was talking about white people have to white supremacy, and he was trying to make fun of them, make fun of the professor. I'm like, shit, I went on his Facebook immediately. I'm like, I'm with that. Yeah. Listen, one big change when you grow up and you get older is that you realize who you are. John Mayer said this, he probably quoted somebody else. John Mayer said that we are all searching for our own authenticity. And I can say at the age of 28, I've kind of found it. I kind of know who I am and what I want. Doesn't mean I have it, but I kind of know what I want at this point. And when you do, I can go to a party that's playing Lady Gaga music or Ludacris, or I can do that and just go in there to get somebody or something and go out. And I don't have to make a scene about what I don't like. When you're young, you do. I don't have to do that now because I know I'm going to be in the car pretty soon listening to fucking Johan van Dijnhoven or Armin or Above and Beyond or Skytech or whatever. I'm back in my world. I have my world, but I also live within a greater world, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I I go on Infowars also because I like to see like do the conservatives, do they actually believe stuff Trump does? And I actually didn't even talk about a lot of this stuff. Like with the midterm, I think Alex was talking about Trump had won Idaho or Trump had won Montana. I'm like, these are like states that are like 97% white. Yeah. And I don't mean it just like white and black. I mean like 90% white, 97% white, and in that other 3%, 4% black, Asian, whatever else. That's like folks driving through the state that aren't white. Yeah, so those are people that he should have gone in anyway. You know? Yeah, he's winning within his own party. But when you grow into your own, when you wake up and you get your knowledge and you wake up, you get it, man. You know, I don't try to wake folks up no more. I don't think things personally. I realize I live in a society of people that are very weak-minded and immature here in the South. A lot of immaturity, a lot of ignorance. That's one thing I living in California. I just got back from a mail run. Going out there, it's just you can do certain things. I'm not just talking about doing drugs and shit. It's just those are open-minded people, you know, and they're living they're ahead. They're living ahead. You know, I got aloe vera in here and all kind of stuff. Most people probably don't even know what that is. You know, I live around slaves, and I work with people that are slaves, basically. And I know it. You know, so, but I can go and look at this stuff, and that's something else that changed. Because when I was listening to Infowars, I didn't even want to listen to nobody else. Like I listened to people he brought on, like Alan Watt. I watched RT because he talked about it. I used to watch RT early in the morning on PBS. And PBS used to put on like RT, Irish news, Chinese news. RT is Russia Today. All that stuff. And I think there was like one morning they had a socialist wrestler. And he was just talking about stuff. This is like before Obama got elected, I think. And when they did that, I listened no more after that. And I think they brought Alex Jones on there one time or another. Obama News. They brought crazy folks on there before that. Even Cornel West here, when he come on, they let him talk. That's why I respect him. But yeah, that's what made me turn off from them. Now that's all I watch. That, DW a little bit, you know, Democracy Now, excuse me. That's about it. I don't watch something else. Not to get truth from. I might hear something. MSNBC, I watch that a little bit. Certain people, you know. But I don't go crazy with that neither. I ain't gonna sit here and watch MSNBC, have MSNBC in the background all day. I wouldn't do that, no. Hell no. Well, you got to have a little bit of American news. You live in America, so you've got to have a little bit of American viewpoint. But I'm at the point to where my house, my property, my land, my mindset is not American. I am not an American man. I live and work under the American flag. That's how I feel. I don't consider myself to be an American. It's kind of like you know what I feel like? You know like how you have guys that think they're a woman and they dress like a woman and they'll, you know, go out to parties and drag and stuff, and they may even go and dance and shit like a woman. But they don't have the money to fucking go out here and get breast implants or a sex change or change their names. They don't have the money for it. That's just something they do on Saturday nights, on Sunday nights, you know, here and there when they travel to an event. That's it. It's something they do. And maybe they drink a little bit before they go on. Maybe they smoke a blunt before they go on. Whatever. That's how I am about America. I live in America. I have to, you know, these holidays mean nothing to me. Every day that goes by, as far as days where I'm politically out here or I'm thinking or I'm reading, I'm more and more disgusted with where America's going, and I'm embarrassed. When I meet foreign people, I'm embarrassed. Damn. We are hated, and we're not hated for our freedom. I'm glad they don't pretend that no more. Bush used to say all the time that they hate us for our freedom. Makes no sense. And I'm glad you don't hear anybody say that anymore. That makes no sense whatsoever. They hate you for your freedom? Right. So but when I listened to Alex Jones, it was it's a cult. My grandfather said that it was a cult. He was right. It's a cult. But Alex Jones kept me from joining the military. I'll give him that. He kept me joining the military. He made me, I didn't understand what class was and who I am as a working class person and where I stand within that whole party struggle. I didn't get that then. And one day we might talk about that more in depth. I didn't get it then. But I did understand that sociopaths run the country. I still believe that. Sociopaths run the world. It's sociopathic system behind the scenes. But instead of New World Order, it's white supremacy. It's capital. So I'm still kind of oblivious about Alex. I don't like to really talk hateful about him. I could be dead. I could be in a box right now. I could be in a box easily. I could be in a box. And there was a guy I looked at one time who was a liberal, who like the liberal Alex Jones or something, real pale looking guy. I don't remember nothing about him, but I guess I had that fucking hair up my ass that Alex Jones was like, yeah, we're tough. We're gonna stop them. And listen to other guy, listen to these liberals was like, I guess I'm like a Black Panther type dude, you know? And in the absence of black leadership and black strength, you're going to lean towards people who aren't good for black people. Just because they say things that are true about the drug war, about all that. He made a video about the drug war and stuff. Doesn't mean that it's good for us as black people. So, like I said, I don't hate Infowars. But like I said, one thing about it is he put out quite a few things that made me think. And we realize, now where I came into my knowledge, let's go speed up, let's fast forward, I'm running out of space on here, was Charlottesville. Charlottesville was my wake-up call. Charlottesville woke me up to realize that, no, man. I kept waiting for somebody to eventually say something, do something, to straighten this out, to set America right. And it never happened. It never happened. Then you had the government shut. It's almost like after Charlottesville happened, it's almost like America got in a car with a rapist. We're a kid, and we got in the car with some guy. He's like, all right, come on, I'll give you a ride home. Wink, wink. And Charlottesville was, wait a minute, where are you taking me? I live back there. You're going the total opposite direction of where I told you I live. And he looks at you, and he locks the doors. That was Charlottesville. That was it. You had the government shut down. You had the Golden Star families. Not going into all of it. But Charlottesville, I've said many times before that I have guns. I've had guns for a while. It actually took Charlottesville to make me get my guns out the closet. Because all this time before, I just had them sitting around somewhere. And it took Charlottesville for me like, whoa, like this is real. I say this all the time that when you're asleep and you're not awake and you don't get it, when you do wake up and realize what's up, it makes you kind of crazy, and that's true. But yeah, I'm getting into here. I just think that may be one of the biggest truths I've found as far as growing up. I mean, I take all these extracts and shit to where I feel like I'm a big kid most of the time. I mean, you got anything here? Oh, I don't. Shoot. I was going to show y'all some extracts. I ain't got none. I take olive leaf, oregano extract, gynostemma. I take this biotin stuff on my skin. Gotu kola, Shenadra, what do you call it? That's just incendiary. And I take, what's that stuff called? Phytoplankton, Oceans Alive. Let's check that now. It's kind of tough because it's so friggin' hot. I would love to just throw stuff in my car. I mean, throw it in my bag like I do, but you can't because it's so hot. You know, I want my dash cam up in the car. I do if I can, but it's just so damn hot. Can't do it. It's too hot. It's too hot. You know, even once it starts to cool down a little bit, fall, like, nah, it's too hot. You know, I don't want to mess that thing. In fact, I should find it, clean it up, and mess with it. Yeah, I might do that. I need to find it. And anyway, like I said, I just feel like when it comes to growing up, coming into your truth, coming into your authenticity, walking into your destiny, one of the biggest things I've found has been just the realization that I don't need other people's validity or validation to be whole. I am myself. I am Joshua Powell. And I'm not competing with anybody. I have no need. I'm not competing with anybody. I live alone. That may change, it may not. I like I'm living my life right now. I enjoy it. You know, everything's not perfect, but things are getting better for me and I'm catching up on stuff. I am caught up on stuff. And it feels good to know that I'm caught up on stuff. Who knows? I may never haul gas again. I may never. You know what I mean? This stuff I'm doing with the mail service. I may never haul gas again. I'd like to get back into it, but I don't know. Peace, y'all.